start with Dambo's kid because, I mean, obviously, you were the first housemate to be evicted. Yeah. Trust me, I didn't see that coming. This happened just after the extract activity where you won and you killed it totally.
Thank you so much.
So how many times have people shocked you by saying, Dambo's kid, you were so good. I didn't think you were going to be the first housemate to be evicted. I'm sure you've gotten that quite a lot. Honestly, how do you respond when people tell you that?
Honestly, I would say most times I just always say thank you because I actually see that they saw me for who I was.
Right.
Because being the first housemate to be evicted, when I got that message from Ebuka, I felt, wasn't I liked by the outside world?
You were.
Or what happened? But then going outside and seeing that I had an issue, going into the house, I had a different name from all my social medias, and I feel that was a big issue that affected me because my fans were actually looking for my page to get links to vote for me, and they couldn't. So I had the issue going into the house. Yeah, I wanted to go with King Juice because that's what I have in my social medias. But then going into the house, the management said they couldn't use that because of a branding issue. So they wouldn't want another brand with that name coming to sue the management. So I had to change to Dambo's Kid while inside the house. So I couldn't even reach out to the outside world to be able to change my username. But immediately I got outside after being evicted, and I changed my name. I started seeing the love and engagement so much. So that was an encouragement for me.
Absolutely. I'm sure by now with the clips that you've seen, you see that you have a lot of people were shocked to see you as the first. And then there's you, Ibifubara. You're one of the strong females, I think. At least the first week, you were very assertive. You didn't shy away from confrontations. Not that you had many, but you were very outspoken. How did you take your eviction? I'm sure with a little shock.
Yes, it was a shock to me because I thought what was happening in the house was translating outside. However, there were parts that people were seeing and there were parts that people did not actually see.
Right.
It's almost like a script written in a way, and everybody was just focusing on the parts of me where I am a smart woman. Like, I would not shy away from that. But it felt like that was the only part that was sort of like amplified. Where the parts that you mentioned, people saw it. The parts where, I'm a very assertive person, always been, always will be. I feel like the people that saw that part, right? So when I was evicted, I thought that, it's reality TV. You want real people. Today, even on social media, there's a lot of talks of Ibifubara that was real. Like, you guys still removed her. What do you want? So I was shocked. However, I was in the house. I was in shock. I went to my exit interview. Everything that was in my head was like, please, let this not be embarrassing. So I went through the exit interview flawlessly. No filler words, no in it. But after it, I went back into shock. I had to, people like, Damboski saw me backstage and it was like, what is happening to you? And, it was just, I was trying to piece, in my usual nature, piece things together. What must have
gone wrong?
In my brain something must have gone wrong. And when I figured out what had gone wrong, it's almost like it made sense to me. I had a similar experience with the social media where I had a lot of socials, like scattered around, right? And people couldn't just place what exactly the real one, who I really was, But at the end of the day, I do not like to point blame at people because people were doing the best that they could.
But do you think, knowing what you know now, if you had to do all over again, you would be less assertive?
No, definitely not.
You would still being you, the way you are?
Yes, there's no world where I'm less assertive. There's no world where I'm less who I am or less firm or boundary driven. I am me and I will always be this way.
Right. And then there's Otega. Would it be accurate if I said that you are perhaps one of the most misunderstood males in the 10 over 10 house?
I think so, but again...
But why do you think that was?
Narratives.
Within the house?
Yes. Not just within the house. Okay, so again, before going into the house, I don't know if you remember the story, the man, his child, and the horse. You cannot please everybody. The most important thing is, who do I think I am? And that's the most important thing to me. So if you are going to be misunderstood, whether or not, because I need to come close to you to understand you. So I figured the stories were not told how it should have been told. But again,
we're depending on you to tell it.
Yes, so that's why, in a way, we're doing the media rounds, we're showing and we're pointing the right direction, the yeah, I know it looks this way, but there's also this way.
Right.
Yeah, so it's for me, again, the journey was still beautiful, no regrets. The experience was great. I would still do it all over again if I had
It seemed
the
like
chance.
you were relieved when they said Ortega. Even when you addressed the housemate, you were like, I'm happy to go home. I want to go home. Like,
Yeah. I was really, to be honest, because I figured...
You weren't having that much fun in the house? Was it because Sabrina had left?
No,
and you
no.
were feeling lonely?
No.
I mean, because you guys had a friendship, and it would seem like you depended on her.
No, so it was not even about the friendship. It was more about myself and character development.
Okay.
Right? I'd come so much from... I've made a lot of changes to myself. Again, when I went into the house, I said I wanted to learn and unlearn. And I learned a whole lot of other things, right? So it was time for me to not go back to my former self just to be in the game. So I figured instead of burning all those bridges I've built, I'd rather just go home with peace. And that's what it is.
I like that you say that. Peace is important. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we have when we're alone.
True.
Kaikumi, and then your eviction. I also didn't see it coming because, you know, the thing with Big Brother Naija, people tend to love it when people, you know, have a ship and the ship is working and the ship is controversial and the ship is giving out content. So I didn't see your eviction coming too. Did you see it coming? Were you shocked when your name was called?
To be honest, I didn't see it coming, and at the same time, you know, when after they called Ortega's name and my name was about to be called, I literally whispered to Isabella and I said my name. You know, so in as much as I saw it coming, I also didn't see it coming. But I was giving myself the benefit of the doubt that, you know, it may not be you. Yeah, it may not be me, but, you know.
So here's the thing. You are probably one of the first, if not the first male housemate who got into a ship.
Yeah.
When you look back on that now, would you say that that was a plus or a minus?
A minus, I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, I don't regret going into a ship, you know, because people didn't get to see who I am. In a ship, there's always a strong character and, you know, somebody who is, you know, was not the main character. You know, Isabella is a very outgoing, loud person. I'm a very, you know, calm, reserved person.
Is that why you worked? Because you guys were like opposites?
Yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? But like I said, people didn't get to see me, you know, for myself. You know, they just saw that I was in a ship, you know, and it was like a back and forth every time.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the...
We don't have to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about now being on the outside looking in, what you make of what's been going on in the house and who you think is best on the money to win. Live in the studio, we've got four of them, Damboski, Ibifubara, Ortega, and Kaikumi, and they've been sharing some of the experiences and, you know, the realities of being out of the house. Of course, we're going to get to the details of other stories, but Damboski, let me ask you about Zita just for a bit. You did express your optimism with hope, seeing that your relationship grows.
Yeah.
Outside. Do you think that she's showing signs of missing you enough?
She's showing more than enough signs of missing me.
Really?
Yeah, because even the first day when I was evicted, when Ivy was going out, she reached out to Ivy. And then the next Sunday, when KK was going out, she reached out to KK. Wait, that was kid for me.
Okay, that's sweet. So we should be keeping our fingers crossed that this could be something beautiful eventually.
In the outside world, yes.
But you would want to see her there till the end.
For sure. I'm rooting for her to get the money.
Is it the same sentiment you have for Isabella?
Most definitely.
Because you were saying that when Ibika interviewed you when you were leaving, you said you were supposed to be friends with Thelma. You ended up hooking up with Isabella, but that's cool. So now that you've gotten this thing with Isabella, you'd rather she wins the money.
Yeah.
Is it from an emotional point of view, or because you think she actually has what it takes?
She has what it takes. Are you playing? Like, like everybody.
Okay.
everybody was like threatened by her, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, it is what it is, you know. I'm rooting for her from the outside, you know, supporting her.
But you see, with you, Ibifubara, it's hard to say who was your person. So tell us, who was the person that you were most connected with in the house, that you missed the most and you probably think should win?
I had a very good relationship with Ruboy in the house. We had conversations surpassing what was going on in the house.
Okay.
I always say that the people that I connected with the most in the house, the kind of conversations we had was not about gossiping about Amebo. Like everybody gossiped in the house, but how I measured the kind of relationship that would last,
right,
and I would take beyond the house, was about the strength and the caliber of conversations we had. So people like Ruboy Utega, we had very lovely conversations. Thelma Lawson, we had very lovely conversations. That I would say Big Soso, right? Those were my people that I would say that anything that happens outside, they're my sisters, brothers for life. And yeah,
if you had time enough to go into a ship, I know, have you answered this question before? Who would it have been of all the guys? Who was attracted?
Okay, so I think I like to separate this ship and attraction conversation a lot, because they are two different things, right? A lot of times people go into the ship with people that, it's more than attraction. It's also people they like romantically, right? I did not like anybody romantically in the house. I always, from the beginning, I think even my introduction, when the guys came, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just here to have fun. Anything that I do is stopping at the door. Like, I'm not here for that. However, I was attracted to a couple of people. I found people attractive. That's the best way to put it. And, that was it.
Who are some of those people?
Attraction.
Who are some of those people? I like to know. Because there were some studs in the house. Like, really, you guys came 10 over 10 for real.
Yeah.
The attitude, the looks, it was like... They picked it right.
No, I mean, it's something I've said before, right? So I'm not really shy if it comes, it's whatever. One was Bright Morgan I talked about, right? It was just something that I looked at, I was like, okay, that's an attractive young man. And one was also Otega, and I never said anything, to him. I think Bright Morgan had, an idea, but yeah, he never did.
Right.
He knows now. But yeah, it was just one of those things where I would say that, okay, those are the people that I looked at and I was like, okay, those are attractive young men in the house. But away from that, I wanted platonic relationships with people in the house, and I kept to that.
That's good. Now, Otega, let's come to you. It seems like you're a lot more focused now on building your cooking brand.
Yes.
It's like all that I can see anytime I come across anything that has to do with you on social media. You're talking about it so much. But before I talk about that, I want to ask you about Sabrina. Have you had a chance to talk to her since you left the house?
Yes,
have you guys communicated?
Yeah, we spoke, and beautiful. Again, she's doing fine. She's doing great things, and
is she okay now? Because all of us watched, she broke down, when she was explaining the circumstances surrounding her leaving the house. Is she feeling better?
I think she's getting better. Yeah, she's getting better. She's doing great things. So yeah, she's definitely, just stay locked on her social media space. You see the greatness.
So your culinary journey, how's that going? How's that kicking off? Are you already getting sponsors? Like, are they already rushing you? Or you? All right. I mean, I would take that. I would take that.
But for me, it's much more about myself than more about the sponsor journey.
Right.
So for me, I'm going back to the brand I had before, Rice Box, and we're about to feed Lagos great food, affordable.
Are you going to be breaking the Guinness record for cooking anytime soon?
No. That's for my senior has already done that. We're going to do something else. We're going to put Nigerian food on the map. That's the most important thing for us.
Right.
Yes, chefs in Nigeria right now.
All right, guys, if you're listening, you can join us on Facebook, Splash FM 1055 Live. Say hello to Ida Otega, Ibifubara, Dambos Kid, or Kai Kumi.
Yes,
on Splash FM 1055 Live. You can catch a glimpse of them looking very beautiful. I think you guys are more intimidating in person. When you look at people on the screen and they look like, oh, that guy, what did he do anyhow? It's kind of different when you see them in person. And I want to come to you, Kai Kumi, now. What are the plans going forward?
99 Culture, I'm representing right now my pants, my shirts, my brand,
Designed by you?
Designed by me, produced in Lagos here. But I also add my women into my clothing brand because I've been focusing mainly on male clothing. So now I want to include female clothing, take it to the next level, internationally, locally. I want to go into modeling. I've been modeling for my brand, but I want to also model for other fashion brands, acting also, talk shows. I'm just ready to partner and work.
Right.
Most definitely.
How about you, Dambos Kid? What's the plan?
Well, see, pretty much the same. I would say I set my foundation before I got into the house. I was a model, a fashion creator, and then a workout creator as well, and then an actor. I was in like 4 movies before I got into the house. So right now, I would say you just be having a refined version of me. I'll still be creating my content, brand influencing, also modeling as well, and then mainly acting. So yeah, all the Nollywood actors, people should watch out for me.
Watch out for Dambo's kid. How about you, Ibifubara? What's the plan?
So for me, my podcast, so like just like I said, I already had things patterned before going into the house. I've always wanted to create a podcast where I just answer questions from Nigerians that are dealing with things, from love, relationships, friendships, whatever. Just like I answered questions a lot in the house.
Because of your psychology background.
Yes, because of my psychology background. But it's not something like, very bottleneck serious. It's something chill, just trying to add humanity to everyday problems and everyday questions, I'm going to do that. And also, I've kickstarted my journey as a brand influencer. So, work with brands that align with my values, and, anything and other opportunities that come from there it could be presenting, hosting, just things here and there that's pretty much aligned with who I am as a person, which is Ibifubara that speaks, that, showcases, proper values in the society, including mental health, fashion, lifestyle, and all of that.
I promise this is the last question relating to what happened in the house that we'll ask. I want to ask, now that you guys are out looking in, who do you think is the most annoying housemate?
Kiki, start from us.
Start from Kiki.
Most annoying.
I know the perspective changes from when you're inside the house and when you're watching it on television. You get to see the bigger picture. Yeah. You're seeing the schemings. You're seeing the instigations. Who do you think is the most annoying?
There's culture. There's imagery. There are a lot of people actually that are very annoying. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, in Ibadan. Yeah, funny mistake. How about you, Dambo's kid?
Honestly, I wouldn't really say annoying. Yeah, I would say what word would I use? Sometimes harsh.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would say I'll give two people out. I mean, they're my friends, but they're always harsh. That is Faith and then Thelma. Thelma is a straight talker. She don't care how you feel. She's going to tell you how it is right from her heart. And then you don't know how people take it. You might just tell somebody one thing and then that person is going into his shell for life.
Right.
So I would say Thelma and Faith. Faith is a proud talker. Faith feels he knows everything. And one thing, I like that. I mean, you know something, you have to prove.
There's some self-confidence in there.
Yeah, but there's sometimes where you have to be humble because you're with different minds. So you have to explain it well to them for them to understand. So I would say Faith and...
For me, it's someone that people, his name doesn't come up a lot, and that's Victory. I think Victory is quite annoying, and I have my reasons, but a major reason is that I think a lot of times, if you're going to be a strong character, I think that you should be able to add some form of substance to the house. A lot of times it feels like all back and no bite, and it's quite annoying inside the house and outside.
But he's guys with a lot of people. You don't see him having issues. There's this, he's a people's person kind of.
Yeah, but it's not deep. It's very surface level to just move along. It's that thing people do just to forge ahead. You just need to be that person that patches around. So I think it's quite annoying. So
Tega, I know you don't want to do this, but
it's quite annoying. I would still say Victory, to be honest. One, not because of.
And you guys had an issue at least one time where you were dragging something.
No, so funny thing, I think he was tipsy and he just kept trying to get under my skin. But no, that's not even why I'm saying it. It's because he said, and he quotes, he likes to argue. He argues for fun. So somebody who argues for fun will always create chaos just to be able to derive fun out of it. So that's why he's most annoying to me.
Right. All right, let's talk about why you're in Ibadan. There's something happening. There's a rave, I think it was called.
Yeah, we're here to meet our
you
fans.
guys and party and watch some football. Yeah, that part is very important. Make it, if possible, make the amala because you are.
No, I'm not going to be in Ibadan and be making amala. I'm here to eat it.
From the sauce.
Let's see what it is like.
Get inspiration.
Okay, that could fly. So you guys are going to be at Onireke, from what I understand.